That's who you are. Destiny changer. Oh, that's who you are. In times of need, Lord, you covered me. Oh, you've always been there, slaying my Goliath. Giant killer, great healer. You are the great healer. Destiny changer. Oh, that's who you are. That's who you are. In times of need, I know I can run to you, Lord. You cover me, and you will cover me. You've always been there. Always slaying my Goliath. Who am I that you're mindful of me? None like you, no, not one. With you, Lord, endless possibilities. You are God, there is none like you. How can I repay you for all you have done? You are God, you remain the same, my giant killer. Giant killer. Giant killer. Praise healer. My destiny changer. Destiny changer. Hey, that's who you are. That's who you are. In times of need, Lord, you cover me. You cover me. Jesus, you've always been there, slaying my Goliath. Nothing's hard for you. Nothing's big for you. Yahweh, Yahweh. Nothing's hard for you. Nothing's hard for you. There is nothing bigger. Nothing's big for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Nothing is too hard for you, God. Nothing's hard for you. Nothing is too big. Nothing's big for Yahweh, I call you Nothing's hard for you. Nothing is too big, Lord. Nothing's big for you. Giant killer. That's who you are. Praise healer. Destiny changer. My destiny changer. That's who you are. That's who you are. In times of fear, you cover me. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. You've always been there, slaying my Goliath.
And good morning once again, my brothers and sisters. What a great privilege it is for me to be with you again today as we study 1 Kings chapter 14. You know, the Bible clearly tells us that we reap what we sow. In other words, the behaviors that we live with and commit whatever acts we commit every day, day in and day out, they will lead us to a harvest that will come to us automatically. I don't know if you've ever planted a plant, but if you put a seed in the ground, it takes a long time before you might see a little sprout, and then that little sprout will turn into the plant. It takes time. Well, a lot of us, we're out there doing things God hates, and we don't see that the seed has been planted. And because we keep committing these errors and disobeying the Lord over and over, we don't necessarily see that something's growing. But one day, God comes and says, that's enough. And we reap what we sow. We're going to see that today in 1 Kings 14 as the two kings, Jeroboam in the north and Rehoboam in the south, discover that God has been paying attention, and despite the fact that they're doing evil things and think they're getting away with it, they are not. They will pay. Let me show you what I mean. If I can, let's see, there we go. 1 Kings 14:1. At that time, Abijah, who's that guy? Well, he's the son of Jeroboam. So Jeroboam has a son, and what happens to his son? His son became ill. Listen to this in verse 2. So Jeroboam said to his wife, hey, go disguise yourself, so you won't be recognized as the wife of Jeroboam. Then go to Shiloh. Ahijah, the prophet, is there, the one who told me I would be king over this people. How interesting, isn't it, that, we're going to disobey God flagrantly over and over as we commit our idolatrous practices right in his face, knowing that he told us not to do this. But now we have trouble. Oh, are we going to go to our pagan gods and ask them for help? No, we need to go to the prophet that told us we were going to be the king. Why? Because we know that guy really speaks for God. We know that God is real. Okay. So anyway, here comes the wife to see the prophet. Jeroboam says to her, take 10 loaves of bread with you, some cakes, and a jar of honey, and go to him. He will tell you what will happen to the boy. So Jeroboam's wife did what he said and went to Ahijah's house in Shiloh. Now, here's an interesting fact about this prophet. Ahijah could not see. His sight was gone because of his age. So we know that he's old. We know that he's blind. Okay, here we go. But the Lord had told Ahijah. Now that's an interesting phrase right there, isn't it? The Lord spoke to the prophet. Jeroboam's wife is coming to ask you about her son, for he is ill, and you are to give her such and such an answer. When she arrives, she will pretend to be someone else. So when Ahijah heard the sound of her footsteps at the door, he said, come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why this pretense? I have been sent to you with bad news. Sometimes we think God's not paying attention, or he's not involved, or he doesn't care. Look at this. The Lord knows exactly what's going to happen. He tells his prophet exactly the situation, and his prophet responds, right? Okay, so here she is. She's been unmasked, so to speak. We now know that she can't lie to the prophet. So the prophet says, go tell Jeroboam that this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I raised you up. All right? You're in power because the Lord put you in power from among the people, and I made you a leader over my people Israel. So I offered you tremendous privilege, and I put you in position. And I tore the kingdom away from the house of David. Solomon's corruption had been so complete that he was ushered off the stage of history right there. Okay, I gave it to you, God says to Jeroboam, But you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commands and followed me with all his heart, doing only what was right in my eyes. In other words, you don't care anything about keeping my commands. You have done more evil than all who lived before you. Man, that is quite a statement. I mean, God has seen this King Jeroboam do unspeakable, detestable evil. And as Jeroboam sows every one of those seeds, he doesn't see that something's growing. He doesn't understand that the harvest will come because you reap what you sow. So he's been going on like everything's good, right? You've done more evil than all those who lived before you. Well, what did he do? You have made for yourself other gods, idols made of metal. You have provoked me to anger and thrust me behind your back. You have provoked me. You've just disregarded everything I commanded you. All right? As if to say you would never face a consequence for your disobedience. Well, because of this, I mean, the Lord has a reason. I am going to bring disaster on the house of Jeroboam. Now we're going to reap. We're going to reap what we sowed. Jeroboam is going to experience terrible tragedy. He's going to be basically cursed by God because of his unwilling, unrelenting disobedience. I will cut off from Jeroboam every last male in Israel, slave or free. I will burn up the house of Jeroboam as one burns dung until it's all gone. So every last male in Israel. Now keep in mind, Israel in this context is now talking about the northern kingdom. Judah is talking about the southern kingdom. All right, so in other words, what? I'm going to wipe you out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to burn up the house of Jeroboam. It's time for harvest. You reap what you sow. Dogs will eat those belonging to Jeroboam who die in the city, and the birds of the air will feed on those who die in the country. The Lord has spoken. I'm sure this is not the message Jeroboam's wife was hoping for. And then he says, as for you, go back home. When you set foot in your city, hey, guess what? The boy will die. Your son's going to be dead the minute you put your foot back in that city. What is this telling us? God judges sin. You reap what you sow. God is in full control of our circumstance to accomplish his purpose. Wow. Okay, well, the chapter moves forward. All Israel will mourn for him and bury him. He's the only one belonging to Jeroboam who will be buried, because he's the only one in the house of Jeroboam in whom the Lord, the God of Israel, has found anything good. Your son has some goodness in his heart, but the rest of you, time for judgment. The Lord will raise up for himself a king over Israel who will cut off the family of Jeroboam. This is the day. What? Yes, even now. God's anger is fierce, and nobody stops him. No, it's irresistible. You cannot say to God, no, don't do that. Well, you can say it, but if God has in mind to accomplish that purpose in judgment as you reap what you sow, who's going to stop him? Nobody. And the Lord will strike Israel so that it will be like a reed swaying in the water. He will uproot Israel from this good land. Wow, what are we talking about here? He will strike Israel. He will uproot Israel. We're talking about exile. You guys aren't going to live here anymore. He will uproot Israel from this good land that he gave to their forefathers and scatter them beyond the river. Likely the Jordan River, but more likely even the Euphrates River. They're going to be out of the promised land because they provoked the Lord to anger by making Asherah poles. Hey, I'm going to scatter you guys. You're not going to live here anymore. I've had enough. You reap what you sow. Okay? When it says here, because they provoked the Lord to anger by making Asherah poles, this is a thing they did in idol worship, kind of like a totem pole. They made poles of other gods to bow down before them. He will give Israel up because of the sins Jeroboam has committed and has caused Israel to commit. Think of how that pains God's heart after so much love, so much guidance, so much provision, so much protection, so much instruction. And what do? They just roll out and slap him in the face. Then Jeroboam's wife got up and left and went to Tirzah. As soon as she stepped over the threshold of the house, the boy died, just like the Lord said. They buried him, and all Israel mourned for him as the Lord had said through his servant, the prophet Ahijah. The other events of Jeroboam's reign, his wars, and how he ruled are written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. He reigned for 22 years and then rested with his fathers, and Nadab, his son, succeeded him as king. So you think, okay, great, at least this evil king has been removed. His son is now in his place, Nadab. Okay. Let's go to the southern kingdom for a while and see what's happening there. Rehoboam, son of Solomon, was king in Judah. He was 41 years old when he became king, and he reigned 17 years. So now we're in the south. Son of Solomon, Rehoboam. He reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city the Lord had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel in which to put his name. His mother's name was Naamah. Okay, he reigned 17 years. Her name is Naamah. So she was obviously one of the wives of Solomon. In fact, to my understanding, this is the only wife of Solomon that is given a name. She was an Ammonite. Here we go again. Judah, the southern kingdom, did evil in the eyes of the Lord. By the sins they committed, they stirred up his jealous anger more than their fathers had done. God is not playing. They also set up for themselves high places, sacred stones, and Asherah poles on every high hill and under every spreading tree. There were even male shrine prostitutes in the land. The people engaged in all the detestable practices. Let me go back. The detestable practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. So these guys, under the influence of pagan religion, have completely surrendered to the evil of idolatry. In the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak, king of Egypt, attacked Jerusalem. So now there's no more peace. He carried off treasures of the temple of the Lord and the treasures of the royal palace. He took everything, including all the gold shields Solomon had made. There's no defense now. So King Rehoboam made bronze shields to replace them. So now we have a lesser copy of what was intended. He assigned these to the commanders of the guard on duty at the entrance to the royal palace. And whenever the king went to the Lord's temple, the guards bore the shields, and afterward they returned them to the guard room. Everything is changing now due to the wickedness. As for the other events of Rehoboam's reign and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? There was continual warfare. Look at this. There's continual warfare between Rehoboam and Jeroboam. Civil war throughout their reigns. And Rehoboam rested with his fathers and was buried with them in the city of David. His mother's name was Naamah. We've been told that twice now. He was an Ammonite, and Abijah, his son, succeeded him as king. Do you think God's not paying attention to how we live? Think again. Do you think God's never going to respond to the evil he sees in this world? Think again. God is going to respond on that day. And when that reaping comes, when the harvest is here, only those who are in Jesus Christ will survive. Think about that as we make our choices today, church. God bless you. Serve him well.
Who is it who for sinners shed his blood and now for
cleansing oil can plunge beneath that flood.